everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Hot Seat. I'm Wiese, your host, and today I am pretty excited about my guest, Vicky Critchley. I am excited for a variety of reasons, and we're going to put her in the hot seat today to talk about her new company, her new venture, Truly SMB. I want to hear all about it. She's doing some really interesting things. But first and foremost, Vicky, what's it like to sell your company, go work for somebody, and then start another company? You've got to have a lot of stamina and perseverance to do that. What's that like?
Um, First up, I didn't need to do it again. But I have I think I'm unemployable, first up. So I just like doing my own thing, but I love helping end customers. And I don't know, I'm a real nerd. So over the last few months or last year, I saw the ground shifting in the tech, and that got me really excited. So I just thought, this is uncontrollable. I'm going to have to do it again. So here I am again.
Okay, so
With a new
for
thing.
listeners today, and I'm kind of going to back up now, but I had to get that question out there because I'm so excited about what you've done. For listeners, when did you launch Truly? When did the company launch?
Truly SMB was launched on Feb 1st.
On
So
Feb 1st.
this year, February 1st. So yeah,
And
not
that's incredible. So we're going to talk about agility and getting to market quickly. I have a theory about what's going on with a lot of Microsoft partners right now. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Particularly, you're jazzed and motivated by this new wave of tech. A lot of people are nervous. They're not sure how it's going to play out. They're not sure how they pivot and change their business. So tell us a little bit about Truly SMB. Give us the backstory about what you wanted to do this time, building
okay.
this Microsoft partnership versus what you did last time.
So I think the last time was important to us because we've took some of the learnings from last time. So this market segment that we're addressing with SMB is still there, and that was the same as what we had previously at Van Boom Cloud. So we at Van Boom Cloud tried to make something that was seen as complex super easy to make it accessible for the SMB market. So that core desire to help SMBs is still prevalent in Truly SMB, and that's why the name's called Truly SMB. The biggest difference is that we are not just doing this for one particular workload anymore. We don't really care about product logos anymore. What we want to do is help our SMBs make their businesses more efficient. So we're using kind of a fitness analogy. We want our SMBs to be more technically fit. So that may lend itself to using things like Copilot, which is the bit that I talked about that got me really excited about coming back. That the whole AI automation part of helping an SMB is the exciting part. But it also lends itself to having conversations about Dynamics, about Azure, about productivity, about security. So it's the biggest difference. The market's the same, but the tech is all Microsoft versus just one particular workload.
So what I loved when I went on your website to check out what you were doing is I love the approach that you've taken on the website. And so you said you're a bit of a tech nerd. I'm a marketing nerd. And I love to see how people are bringing their buyers into the conversation in an unassisted way without the support of a salesperson. And so I loved it on your website that when you go on, you have this fit test that you're helping people walk through. And I took the fit test because I'm a small business. I'm a small business owner who struggles with technology. So I wanted to see how you were approaching it. And I loved when I went on and I took this fitness test that it started to ask me really great questions about my business instead of saying, do you want this? Do you need this? Do you want to use this tool or this product? Or even just asking blanket statements like, are you struggling with security? Well, isn't everybody struggling with security these days? Like, that's just such an open-ended question. Like, the answer is yes, I think I am. I don't know if I'm going to get hacked. And I love the approach that you took on the website where you really wanted to lead with what does the business actually need as opposed to what do you want to sell them. And I love the way it was laid out. And quite frankly, we study a lot of partners' websites. I don't see anybody doing what you're doing. How did you kind of come to that moment and say this has to be done completely differently?
I think we were trying to figure out who we were and who's our target market. I think that's a miss on some. I think all businesses. Some businesses miss really understanding who they're trying to sell to. So when we think about who we're trying to sell to, we often recall like different personalities in our head of different customers, like the managing director of this business or the CEO of that business. And what the common thread is between all of those in our target is that they don't care about the logos. They don't care about the product. They care about their business and what they're trying to do and the things that they can't do or the things that they want to do faster and make more money, buy this, do that, sell that. That's all that they care about. And that's what they should care about. We should care about what are they using it, how are they using it. They should care about their business. So when we were thinking about marketing and website and those types of things, it's like, we don't want any jargon. We just want the persona that we've got in our heads of the people that we deal with. Get something that they can understand, something that they can fill out and that they want to fill out and that they feel that it's relevant for their business, not with IT, which is where I think the mismatch comes from.
Well, I love that you have built the new business from the ground up of what does the customer need and how do they buy, as opposed to what do I want to sell.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really an important message for lots of partners in the channel, that even if you're sitting in your business today trying to figure out what you need to do to reinvent it, what you need to do to be competitive, what you're going to need to do to go forward. At Marketing Copilot, we've always said to people, don't worry about what you're trying to sell. You need to understand the business problem that you're solving, and you need to go out there and find people who want to solve that problem. That's how you qualify people. And I find that we still have a slightly stale, outdated approach to sales in the technology world. And it's about a product that we've built and we're kind of clinging to it. To say, who else needs this product? We're seeing that happening in the ERP space right now as people are scrambling to displace one system and move people onto a new system. And I really do truly think that tools like Copilot and AI are what's going to open the door right now to people saying, how do we reinvent this? And I am seeing some exciting stuff happen. And let's be honest, I'm old. I've been at this for a long time. I've seen lots of things transpire. And every time we have a new wave of technology, I always kind of roll my eyes and say, oh yeah, here we go again, something new to sell. But this feels very different. This is transformational. And I've been talking to people saying it's a little bit like suddenly realizing in the Industrial Revolution that we could build factories and mass produce things and take people out of the farm and put them into the factory.
Yeah.
And I almost think that as people are nervous and struggling with, does AI replace me? Am I going to lose my job because of AI? And what do I need to learn something new? Change is scary. change is scary for human beings. But if they don't see it as I'm getting taken out of the factory and now being put into this brave new world of really understanding how I can add value with this tool, I think we can have a different conversation. So where's your vision around AI? I'm dying to hear it. What do you think transforms things based on this brave new world we're in?
I think it's as big as how you've just described. I think the other technical transformations that we've been through in the last 20 years, like say the move from on-prem to cloud, our customers didn't really care that much. I mean, there's a point around availability and you can work from home and those types of things, but email's email wherever it's stored. Still going to access email and write email and send email. We as Microsoft partners thought it was transformational. This is amazing. Everything, we don't need servers anymore. We don't but the end customer, the actual benefits, we had to explain quite clearly of now you don't pay for this up front, you pay for this monthly, and it's all sat in the cloud, trust us, everything's going to be okay. And we thought it was important, but they didn't. This feels like it's a whole different thing. This is automation that can have a direct impact on their business, make their business go faster. And this is why I'm so passionate about SMBs, because I think if we're not careful, all of that scaremongery around am I going to lose my job? How's it going to displace us as a business? SMBs won't do anything. They'll wait and they'll say, well, let's leave it for another day, or it sounds expensive. We'll just carry on doing what we're doing. And I think the real opportunity is for an SMB, because they're more agile as a business, they can actually benefit from the most. And that's what's really exciting for me, is that you don't have to have huge, big projects. You don't have to have huge, big consultancy fees, but you can make a huge difference at that SMB by keeping them going, seeing that they're spotting uses for AI in their business, doing something small, then doing something, another thing on a different month. I think we're talking about incremental gains all the time, where we're trying to push our customers to keep doing little and often things rather than big projects and then literally stop for a while. We're exhausted from that IT project. Then we'll go again and do something else, and then we'll stop. We want them to continually think about how they can use tech to move their business along. And that is totally different to any transformation that we've seen. So even from kind of mainframe to Windows, it's huge. And we're only at the very start of it. So I'm really excited about where it can go to.
Do you have a particular strategy right now that you're using to bring AI to your customers?
Yeah, so we built out a whole framework that has some IP that complements the framework. So it's around back to business fitness, technical fitness. So it's called Truly Fit. So the Truly Fit platform takes those scores that you were talking about, the assessment scores that are live on our website, and then allows our customers and groups the things together based on the things that they need to do. So it could be a range of types of business challenges or opportunities that they've got. It collects things together to say, okay, well, we're suggesting that if you've got this type of business challenge, then we are going to take you through all of these things. And the main one that we're finding that people are really interested in is, how do I get AI adopted in my business? Because AI is one of those things that you can't just install Copilot on your users' desktops and expect them to use it, because they've been using their computer for the last 30 years without Copilot. So that means that you're going to ignore that it's there, and you're not going to adopt it. It's just going to be installed. So our Truly Fit platform allows them to come on a journey with us to understand where AI can be used in their business. So they use what they get for free. They learn what happens when you pay for it. They learn how to build agents. We work with different departments to be able to come up with different use cases. But fundamentally, we go back and check that they've been using it. We then go back and say, right, okay, what's the next thing that we're doing? But we're not doing this on a huge, big, whole-scale change project where this is costing them an arm and a leg. This is on a subscription that we're doing with the customer on a monthly basis. So it's around those incremental gains and getting the adoption to stick, because they need it to be part of their business. They need to think of it as another person in their business. But it's not a huge big project. We just keep going back to make them accountable for the tech adoption.
I love that. I love that. And I think you've hit the nail on the head that AI is such a transformational change that we need to we need to do a lot of human to human hand holding. We don't need, and we, the team at Marketing Copilot wrote a paper about 2 years ago when we were first testing AI. We called it hybrid intelligence. And it's a hybrid intelligence because, yeah, sure, you've got AI, but if a human being isn't knowing how to prompt it, use it, create value somewhere within a business, then who cares? Like what difference does it make, right? It doesn't do what it's meant to do.
No. And so it's about adoption.
Yeah.
And understanding the business processes that it can help with versus installing a piece of software on your computer and expecting somehow that we've got AI.
Right. I mean, in 2024, the thing that I saw the most challenging is that, I appreciate licensing is important, but it seemed to be a conversation around selling Copilot licenses. And I saw it still going into 2025, and I just think that's the wrong conversation to be having. I think the conversation needs to be around how can you use this? How can you benefit from this? And I feel like a lot of partners aren't equipped to have that conversation. Would you agree with that?
The amount of times I've had the question, can you make money out of it?
Yeah.
They're thinking about the $30 license.
Right.
I don't care about the $30 license. That's not how to think about, can you make any money out of it? It's about business process change. It's the same way that the answer was ERP or CRM, or like you're listening to business problems and saying, oh, well, ERP or CRM can fix those problems. Let me help you. This is the same thing. That's how you make the money out of it, is helping businesses become more efficient. Licenses is just a nice to have.
Right. Okay, so I'm putting you in the hot seat. If you could give a Microsoft partner one piece of advice, or anyone in the channel really, about where they need to focus and prioritize in the next 6 months, what would you tell them?
I think it's back to understanding your target. Who are you trying to sell to? And is everything in the business designed around that target? Because I think if everything's too broad and too generalist, then you can't stick out from the crowd. You're going to be me too. So I think it's like, understand who you're trying to sell to and stand out from the crowd because you understand that target.
Well, that's music to our ears. Because that's what we do for people at Marketing Copilot. And for years, we've studied value proposition design and built buyer persona guides. And That's a message that I had heard a lot at conferences last year about the importance of differentiation and the importance of knowing exactly who you're selling to and how you're going to serve them. So I think there couldn't be a better poster girl for how to start a practice, a technology practice in 2025 than you. And I'm incredibly impressed and so love our conversations and love the way you approach things. So for our listeners today, I highly encourage you to go to Vicky's website. We always put a link to the website and what they're doing in our show notes. And I encourage you to check out what Truly is doing because it truly is unique and different. And I'm loving it. And I can't wait to see how things progress for you as a business because I think you are in tip-top shape yourself and you're going to run this thing to a wonderful conclusion. And we love to celebrate women business leaders at Marketing Copilot, and you are such a role model for everyone, Vicky, and we are so incredibly proud and humbled to see how you are progressing and what you're doing with your business. So thank you so much for being in the hot seat
That's
today.
lovely for you to say. Thanks.
It's been so wonderful having you on the hot seat. I think I asked you some tough questions, but I know you had such good answers. They didn't seem that tough. So thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you, Marie. Thanks.
You've been listening to another episode of The Hot Seat. I'm your host, Marie Wiese, and we are always looking for Microsoft partners who want to improve their business. And if you're ready to be in the hot seat, don't forget to come onto our website and apply to be on the show. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week.